Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Good evening. It's Thursday night. I'm trying to put a little video about what we did the past 2 weeks. Some of you are complaining about your grades already. Good. I'm happy that I got your attention by posting them. So let's go ahead and get started. We are working on lesson number 6, random numbers. I'm going to go to number 1. And each one of these, I'll probably go back into my version of history and restore it, so I can start fresh. So the instructions say, you have a new block in the math drawer called random number. If you make your drawings with random numbers, it will look a little bit different every time you run your program. You can learn about the block by hovering over it in the toolbox and choosing examples. So you can go here and they'll show you examples. This is an example. So I'm going to go ahead and hit run. Do this. Run the program several times to see how it works. Change the numbers inside a random number and run the code again a few times to see what changes. So here's the random number right here, and it has 0 to 400. So that's supposed to be a sunset, and that's the sun. So I'm going to click it again, and if you notice, the sun's in a different location. But it's always along this plane. It's always going to stay right here. Reset. It says play with numbers, so I'll play with the numbers, and instead of 0, I'll give it a 50. So I'm going to hit reset and run. And now what it's going to do, instead of going from 0 on your X-plane, it's going to go only from 50 to 400. Before we were going all the way from over here. So now it's not going to go past 50. And I can show you the grid, and 50 is right here. Okay? Make sure you click finish. Again, you can share this with people. You can send it to a phone to show your parents that you're actually writing HTML code. I'm going to hit continue. Okay, here's the same sun. So I'm going to run it again. It's doing the same thing. Here's the same sun for the last time. Right now, only the X coordinate is random, but you can make the Y coordinate random too. Use random number for the ellipse's Y parameter, so the circle is drawn in a random Y position too. As long as your circle is appearing at random X and Y positions, you can move on. So if you notice right here, it says random number 0 to 400. So this 200 right here, I'm going to leave the comma in there, and I'm going to backspace that 200, and I'm going to start typing random number. And if you look, it automatically populates, so you can click on the first one. It gives you parentheses right there where you're going to put your numbers. So let's use the same number, 0, comma, space 400, and let's see if that's going to work. And now you'll see that it's moving up and down on the y-axis too. Pretty straightforward here. Okay, I'm going to hit finish. Again, you can share it with your phone. Most of you and some of the kids in class figured it out. All you have to do is hit finish and it'll turn green. But I have been going in and checking with some people. Some people are just not doing their work. They're just clicking finish and saying that's going to be good enough. Okay, so it says variables can be assigned to a random number too. So we have a variable I size 27 pixels. This lets you save a single value so you can use it on as many times as you want in the program. Do this. Assign a random number to the variable I size so that the i's automatically change size every time you run the program. Remember, the left and right eye should always match each other. So right up here, see the 27? I'm going to go behind the 7 and I'm going to backspace. And I'm going to start putting a random number, and if you start typing RA, it's going to pop up and it's going to automatically populate. It's going to give you your parentheses. So let's make them 27, which it was, and we'll make them as big as 90. And if you look at the variables down here on line 12 and 13, see the eye size, eye size? So I'm going to hit run, and see we have big eyes. Now we have medium size eyes, smaller. Every time you run it, it's going to be different. Okay? When I go through and check, what I'm going to look for is that you change this to random number right up in here. It's pretty easy for me to check. So please just type that in there, put the random numbers in there, click finish. Remind you that you can at any time pause the video. You can stop and you can catch up on the work, leave whatever screen you need to copy off of, and compare your notes to. Okay, these two flowers use a single variable to store their petal size, but the value stored in the variable changes in the middle of the program. Do this, run the program several times to see how it works. Discuss the code with your partner. Change the program so the flowers have random petal size as in the image. Because in the image you'll see how both of them are changing. So I'm going to hit run. And they pretty much look the same every time you run them. Now what some people were doing in class, they actually went up in here in the variable to change, but all we have to do is come down here to petal size where that 30 is, and we're going to backspace, start typing random number, and it's going to pop up. We're going to put numbers in there. So, let's do 35, 135. Let's see if that works. See, they change different. Each of them changed each time we do it. Okay. Okay. Good deal. Good to go. We're gonna hit finish. Again, you can send it to a phone. Send it to your father's phone, mom's phone. Say, look, Mom, I'm writing code. Okay. Modify the planets. This is 5A and 5B. We're doing both of these. Go to 5A, and I am going to hit run. And we see they're calling them planets. Okay, you have learned how to randomize things, so it's time to put all that knowledge to use in this scene. Make this scene more fun. Give the planets random sizes so it's always changing. And for added fun, randomize their positions a little bit too. So I am going to go over here to ellipse, and this is the position. They're all on the 200 parameter. So I'm going to go after that 200. And I'm going to type in random, and there it is, random number, and I'm going to put size. So right now, so let's do 35, 68. I don't know, any numbers you really want. I'm going to make sure it's going to work for me. Oh, now see, I have a mistake. Something I did up here caused me to have that red line. Unexpected token 515. Let me double check to see what I've done wrong. I have my notes on the other side. Random number 50. 5100. Okay. Oh, I see what I did. No, I don't see what I did. Random number, parentheses, another parenthesis. Something. try putting a comma after that. And let's see if that... Okay. Now if you look, the yellow, that was the yellow one. The yellow planet is getting changes size. It's not that drastic. Let's make it 100. Let's make it 160 just so we can see a dramatic change. See? So we're going to do that with all those planets. Random. And you could put pretty much any number you want. 50, comma, 100. I keep checking as I go along just to make sure I didn't make a mistake. So like I said, I made a mistake, but I didn't do it. I didn't backspace that parentheses. Now it should work. Nope, I didn't put a comma after the 200. There we go. Now the salmon, see, it gets a little bigger, a little smaller. So just get all those done like that. So I'm going to, right after the 200, putting a comma, starting to type random number. It's going to pop up. 50, 150. I'll keep checking because I tend to make mistakes. After that 200, comma, random. Let's do 45, comma, 400. What do you think? Let's go crazy. Okay. Do it till them all. Comma, random. 45, comma, 190. Same thing down here. After the 200, comma, random. I had a girl today in class. She was actually she was typing the random in, and she typed it wrong. And we're sitting there looking at it together, trying to figure it out. And goes, oh. Okay. Then it suggests you can play around with the position. So this is 400. Let's put them 200. I'm not concerned with that. I'm more concerned with you. See those two moved up here, or the pink orchard that they're calling it. Okay, good. Hit finish. Good job. And then we're gonna go do debug. Okay, right now in this program, each rectangle has its own random position. Can you make it so that the rectangles are always stacked on top of each other, but the entire stack is randomly positioned? So I'm going to hit run, and you see how they're not stacked on top of each other. So what we're going to do, the problem with this is the variable. So we have random number down here, and I'm looking at line 3. We want this to look like line 3. So we're going to go before that 150. And I'm going to backspace all the way down, all the way back to that first parenthesis right there. And I'm going to put the variable in there. X, capital P, for in position. Because remember, the variable has to be the same. You have to have it the same as it is written up in the variable slot. So now I'm just going to hit run. Oh, I didn't put it right. I had cap locks on. So I got to go back and do that again. I'll turn my cap locks off. And I'm going to put X. Where did I put that at? I don't want it there. Right up here. X, capital P, position, comma, and let me double check. What's that? So I still got something. Oh, I got 2 commas. Double doing it. Okay, so now you see the pink and the purple are lined up. Now all we got to do is get the fire brick. So I'm going to go And I'm going to backspace on line 7. I'm going to backspace random number out of there. I went too far, so I'm going to put X position, comma. I'm using the variable. And no, do I have it right? Do I even need to? Oh, I see what I did. Let's see if it works. Nope. I got 2 commas in there and a parenthesis. That's probably still not going to work. Oh, there we go. See, we have it stacked on top of each other, and every time we click on it, the random number moves it around. So it's in a different position on the workspace. Finish. Continue. Finish that. Alright, so hit run. Now, I should start over. Because I let the class work on their own today. Boy, that was. So we have like this line, rainbow snake. So we have 3 of the balls up here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go to the end of line 10. And I'm going to enter down. I'm going to enter down again. And I'm going to come over here and pull in a fill. And put it in there. And we have to use a color. Put a color in there. Let's go with blue. And then we're going to go pull an ellipse block down. And then it's not really an ellipse block. Oops, I put it in the wrong place. Alright, I'm going to backspace it out of there because I'm lazy. Alright, so I'm going to go get that ellipse block again. I'm going to put it down on line 13. And we're going to try to match it up here like this. Because they're counting by, there's 100. The first one's at 100. The second one's at 140. 180. So one of our brilliant students today told us that we were going to be at 220. And then we're going to put a random number. We're going to take that 200 out. And type in random number, and it's going to be 190 comma 210. And just to make that, now see what I didn't do, I didn't change the size, so I have to change the size of the ellipse. 50-50, that's what they're all sizes. I hit run, and there we go. And so now we're going to put another one in. It wants you to put 3 more. It wants you to match it over here. I guess I should have used green there. So I'm going to go ahead and get fill. And let's just put green since we messed that one up. And then we're going to go get that ellipse. And so the first number, if we're counting by 40s, 100, 140, 180, 220, that's going to be 260. And we're going to backspace that 100 out of there. The second 100. And we're going to type in random. And we're going to put 190 to 210. And then we're going to make those numbers 50-50. The last 2 parameters 50-50. Reset. Oh, I made it a square. Oh my lord. So I'm going to back that out of there and put in an ellipse. And hopefully that'll work. There we go. See, all of these, when they move up and down, that's all between 190 and 210. And so now we're going to do the last one. Should be purple. I'm going to put fill in there. Purple, and then I'm going to go grab the ellipse. Make sure I grab the right one. And so we'll count them by 40s. 100, 140, 180, 220, 260. So most of you know 260 plus 40 is 300. And that 200, we are going to put random number. Why did it not pop up automatically for me? Oh, there we are. Because I'm always looking for the quickest and easiest way to do it. We're going to change those 400s to 50. 50. And let's hit reset. And every time you click on it, the snake changes its little pattern. Okay. Finish. Now I wanted to do all of these today, but we just ran out of time. You know, these things are really challenging unless you have somebody leading you. We are going to go and we're just going to do letter A, 7A. Okay. So we have a scene, we have a rainbow, and it says that we have learned about RGB, but we skipped over a couple of lessons, so we moved right into animation. So RGB means red, green, blue. Okay, the primary colors, some of your primary colors. Okay, right now all the colors in the scene are set using both RGB and random numbers. Randomize the colors here. So what we did today, see this, so there's only 3. This 5, I'm going to backspace out of there. I'm in line 1, and I'm going to start typing random number, and I'm going to put, let me double check, 0 to comma to 255. 0 to 55. And that 55, we're going to backspace it, and we're going to random number that one too. And we're going to put 0 to 55, and the 255, we're going to backspace, and we're going to type in random number 0 to 255, and then I'm going to hit reset and run, make sure I have it right. Now you feel like the background up here is changing every time. Alright, so if you look down at all these fill, see we have fill on 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and so all the even numbers. So we're going to change, we're going to give one of these, there's 3 numbers. We're not going to do them all. We're just going to put, change one of those numbers to random number on each of the fills. And we're going to give them a range of 0 to 255. Okay, then I'm going to go, I'm just going to go down to every even one. I'm going to change one number, red, green, or blue, to a random number. And the range is going to be 0 to 255. Okay, I changed the red and the blue so far. Let me change the green. It's not hard work. It's just like, make sure you're typing in the right spot. It's funny when sometimes the little kids start doing some of their coding, and they say, "This is hard." I say, guys, that's not hard. Hard is when you have to do hard work, when you're carrying heavy weights. This is just the challenge. Okay, and I'm going to do the last one. You guys ever do that? When you're typing as an O, you want, it says I did something wrong there. Let me hit reset and run. What did I do? Lines 18. I got something wrong in here. Can you guys help me with this? Fill, RGB. Huh. Let me check my notes. I'm going to take this out and see. If I can get it back to where it was. It was 0. Two parentheses. So what did I do wrong? Did I put an O in there? So I'm going to try again. Random 0, 255. Okay. So now every time you go in there, the rainbow will be a little bit different. If you even look at the foundation, the base down the bottom, the horizon. Red, green. So you can play with this, and you know, let me just put 25. See how that changes it. That makes it more of a blue, darker blue. Okay. Make sure you hit finish. These other ones I did, but I don't think that I'm going to go over them tonight. So there's going to be a total of 9 levels on this one. See if you get as many done as you can. I will change your grade. Let me know. You have to send me something in Class Dojo, or let me know somehow or another. I hope this is helpful, and I will see you guys shortly.